This breaking news, Nebraska Congressman Mike Flood calls it the perfect storm of problems. D.C. offering early retirement buyouts while staff at the National Weather Service were already dealing with staff shortages for years.
First Alert 6's John Chapman tells us Congressman Flood says he met with officials at the White House and they agreed changes have to be made.
The Omaha area has seen its share of severe weather lately. Storms dropping hail and pouring down rain, too much for streets to handle. All this going on while staff is short at the National Weather Service in Valley, and the number of weather balloon flights sent up to gather data have been limited. Congressman Mike Flood made his way to Valley today to give forecasters here some good news.
Next week, two forecasters are going to be coming to Omaha from across the country. They will be located here immediately next week. They'll be on what's called temporary duty assignments. Those two positions have the ability to become permanent as the National Weather Service assesses its need at all offices.
Congressman Flood says the number of weather balloons sent up in the air will return to 2 a day instead of 1.
When your forecasters at a lot of your television stations started talking about how important it is, it got people's attention, and ultimately the system worked. It got my attention.
I think it will gradually become a safety issue, or could have.
First Alert Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord says the weather balloons are important to gather data used in forecasting the weather.
Especially in the Omaha area, because we do a launch right here, and twice a day we can get access to the current conditions, not only here at the Earth's surface, which we can get pretty easily, but miles and miles up, and that's what it's hard to tell. You got to know what's going on up there to get the full picture of how our weather is going to perform and how our weather is performing right now.
With a lot of violent weather passing through the area recently, it is important for forecasters to receive all the data they can.
We're in the peak severe weather season, so it's very important that we get this right. I just left Fremont, where I looked at their weather damage from that storm they had, I think, on the 17th. It was terrible. The siding, the roof damage, the air conditioner damage. We've changed the policy across the country, and these temporary duty assignments are available for forecasters to go to all the other understaffed weather stations.
In Valley, I'm John Chapman, First Alert 6.
Congressman Flood plans to introduce legislation to classify National Weather Service forecasters as public safety employees. He says it will make them exempt from federal buyout eligibility.